Hi guys, welcome to Adam McKola TV. I am Adam. This is the Aftermath Live. Hope you guys are doing well. On a day when the sporting world is in massive shock after the death of Kobe Bryant, obvious NBA legend. A little bit of reminder yesterday at Prenton Park of, why we actually love this sport, why we go to watch our favourite teams, why we go to watch United players. And it's for days like that, fun times, watching the sport, watching our players, celebrating goals. And whilst we get bogged down in all the nuances to sport, the complaining, the criticisms, the obvious issues with Manchester United ownership and all of that, sometimes you just need a stark reminder of how short life is and why sport is here. Is to help us forget everything, forget the real life issues, forget the real life problems. And yesterday it was a good day for Manchester United at Prenton Park, and seeing the likes of Zayan after the game, and Alex Neil with Andreas Pereira and Jesse Lingard shirts, and absolutely buzzing. And that's what it's all about. That's what sport is all about. And yesterday it was a mad one. I don't watch much basketball, but I know who Kobe Bryant is. I know how important he is to the culture, to hip hop culture, which obviously I've been a fan of for all of my life. And massive shock, and rest in peace to him, his family, and all the other victims. His daughter and all the other victims of the tragic accident yesterday. Nevertheless, unfortunately, life does go on, and we need to keep going on, and this is what we're here to do today. Discuss that 6-0 win for Manchester United at Tranmere Rovers. But I just thought I'd start with that, say rest in peace, because I know a lot of you guys do, of course, watch multiple sports and have multiple heroes, and Kobe Bryant was definitely one of them. So rest in peace to Kobe Bryant and his daughter and the other victims that were on board that plane crash. So let's get stuck into the video anyway, because we have to do that. We are live, and thank you to everybody for getting stuck into the comments. We've got Anshesh, Yash, Mr. Queen, Ross Murphy, Yash again, said his name twice, Mr. Queen, I said that twice as well, Zed's there as well, loads others in the comments as well. So thank you very much for joining us here on the Aftermath Live. We are live to go through everything that we saw yesterday at Prenton Park, where Manchester United won 6-0. We haven't scored 6 goals or more since that game when we beat Arsenal 8-2. Can you believe it? We haven't scored 6 goals. It was the most goals we had scored since a game against Cardiff in Ollie's first ever game for Manchester United. And this was one that many considered could be his last game if we saw a shock at Prenton Park. We didn't see a shock, and it was pretty comfortable for Manchester United. I've got to say, we had to deal with a tricky first 5 to 8 minutes. They were getting at us quite a lot of pace down their left-hand side. They were hustling and bustling and trying to bring a mistake or bring something out of our centre-halves. We went with 3 at the back, 3-4-1-2 it looked like. Obviously, you had 3 centre-halves, Maguire, Lindelof, and of course Phil Jones, 2 of the 3 scoring, incredible that. And then you had the 4 in front of them of Dalot, Matic, Andreas and Luke Shaw. And then further ahead of them you had Jesse Lingard in the hole, with Martial, Mason, Greenwood forming the front 2. On the day, in that first half particularly, I thought Harry Maguire was probably our best player, definitely in terms of getting the ball rolling and getting that goal. But I thought he also did well with the bombardment we had going back, defending and all that stuff, and trying to deal with things and linking up the play. He also got an assist as well as he set up, I think it was Jesse Lingard for his goal. So when you look at the performance of Harry Maguire yesterday on a tricky ground, on a tricky service, against a team that were trying to cause Manchester United all sorts of problems, I thought Harry Maguire did really well, and his goal was the one that got us underway as well. A fantastic strike from Harry Maguire from about 25-30 yards, shooting it in. Took a slight deflection, as did a few of our efforts yesterday, but it went in nevertheless. And Manchester United were in front 1-0. And at that stage in the game, we really needed that. We really needed that, because after that goal, we settled into our play. A lot of the game was coming through Jesse Lingard. He would often be the out ball for Manchester United and get turning and trying to create things. Now, because of the pitch, the ball wasn't always sticking. So United did actually do well, and it was kind of sensible the way we were playing. Get in an area to shoot and have a pop, and you're probably gonna score. And that's the way things were going. I don't think we missed a shot. I think the first 5 shots we took went in or something like that. So it was pretty ridiculous at Prenton Park yesterday. The second goal came from Diogo, Dalot. Fantastic strike for him. Another player who was getting his first goal for Manchester United. He's bombing down that right hand side, cutting back and taking a great strike. Fantastic from him. And that was a Martial assist for that, although I've got to say it was just a simple pass, a simple short pass, just like Maguire's, which was picked up by the player who scored, and they did the rest. Then the third goal, lost count already, was Jesse Lingard's goal, picking the ball up from Maguire and bending it into the corner. Fantastic finish from Jesse Lingard. He could have had 2 or 3 more goals as well in the game, but he obviously didn't score any more times in the game. But fantastic performance from him. Obviously, you take into consideration the level of the opposition and all that, but I thought he did his job well yesterday. That goal will give him a little bit of confidence too. He only scored 1 goal in 2019, that goal against Astana, so he's already equalled his record of last season. We obviously need it to be a lot better than 1 goal, but good start for him to get that monkey off his back and get that, that out of his head. Hopefully he can start taking chances more naturally now. And then the fourth goal was a Philip Jones header. We scored from a corner and Philip Jones scored a header. Can you believe that shit? But anyway, he scored a header. Good header from Phil Jones. Well done to him. Anthony Martial's goal with the 5th. Another one that took a slight deflection. At the time when I saw it, it looked like a perfect shot. But it did take a slight deflection and went in. That's Martial's 12th goal of the season. He also got an assist on the day. After only starting 23 games, I think he's like 12 goals and 3 or 4 assists. I think that's decent return from him. We obviously need to see more goals, but it's ticking away now as well. And then Mason Greenwood got his 10th of the season in the second half with a penalty. United should have had a few more goals. A couple of efforts from Dalot, Chong running through. Chong hit the bar. There was a few times where we could have scored in that second half. We didn't. Maybe took our foot off the gas a little bit. We took Martial and Matic off at half time. We brought on Fred and Tahith Chong now. Giving Matic 45, Fred 45. It kind of made sense to give one of them a rest. Sorry, I'm just reaching for my coffee. It made sense to give one of them a rest and play the other one. We've kind of have to play both of them when it comes to these tougher games. And when we go to the Etihad on the weekend, midweek, for the second leg of the Cup, we're probably going to have to play both of them. So we had to give them some sort of rest, and to be able to rest them both for 45 minutes in a game that it would have been difficult physically, and the pitch would have made it feel like you were running a few more kilometres than you probably actually were. But all in all, it was a game that was pretty much easily seen out by. And for the first 5-10 minutes, I wasn't completely sure. I was fearing the shot because Tranmere seemed to have the momentum. But once we got that first goal, you could hear a pin drop in the stadium. We completely deflated them. And then we went on to win the game at a canter and comfortably. Now the 5th round draw for the FA Cup is tonight as we speak. It's Monday morning. So the 5th round FA Cup draw is tonight. But fantastic day for United. We have to take into consideration we were playing the 21st side in League One. That is the 3rd tier in English football. So there's about 60 spots between them and us in terms of league table spots. So we have to take that into consideration. But look, we had to go there and get the job done. We've seen with Liverpool, obviously they made a few changes. Gone to Shrewsbury, have to go to a replay. We've seen with other teams that have to go to a replay. Spurs with Southampton, for example. Now, we don't have to have a replay. We get a full winter break, which is what we need, which is good to see as well. and hopefully we can benefit from that going in for the rest of the season. We've already got a thin squad as it is, so we really do need to push on and hopefully get a few of those players rested and get a few of those injured players back very, very soon. McTominay, Pogba, if we could just get them back, get McTominay, Pogba back, get Rashford back soon, I think we'd be alright. We could even probably push for a top 4 spot, but without that and without a signing or two, it's real bad. Was Mike Dean in the stands, says Anchesh? I wish he was, crying at every single goal that went in the fucking bell end. Can't stand Mike Dean, but here you go. City will beat us by 3 or 4, says Mr. Queen. So not very confident with that game. Saying don't let the game go to your head. No, I don't think anyone's letting the Tranmere game go to their head. I think we're all pretty much clear in the knowledge that we were supposed to beat that team. We would have beaten that team with a reserve side probably, even though we did lose to them in the Leasing Trophy Cup this season. So look, we were supposed to beat them. We've got a game now against City which is really difficult. Difficult as a contest in terms of trying to get through that. Trying to get through into the next round. It's difficult as a contest, and it's difficult in terms of just 90 minutes. It could be a disastrous one. If we are pushing for goals and we're getting hit on the counter-attack, it's going to be dangerous. Now, obviously, we've got the confidence of we've been there. We've been to the Etihad and won this season, but the home leg doesn't fill us with much confidence. DJ John T saying, hey, you guys with the super chat or super sticker, I think that's called. Thank you very much for getting involved, DJ John T, and supporting the channel as well. The Waterboy says, Adam, you beautiful bastard. Morning, lad. All the way from Texas. We've got people in here from Texas, from Manchester, from England, from America, from India, from all over the globe. I absolutely adore every single last one of you, and I do realise those 4 first places that I mentioned only equal 2 different countries. What an idiot I am. What do I know about the walkout, Adam? Hope you're well, says Rob. Hope you're well, mate. What do I know about the walkout? So what I've read of the walkout, because the walkout hasn't been organised by me, although it's something I'm very much behind. I'm behind any form of action which sees fans, United fans, coming together and making a stand against the ownership. I believe that should be done. And I'd be buzzing if that's done inside the stadium. Now, at the moment, there's still a discussion, an ongoing discussion between Manchester United fans, unofficially, over what to actually do. There's been talk of the Wolves game and the 58th minute. Now, me personally, once I realised that game was the Munich Memorial game, I kind of felt uneasy about it. I felt uneasy about it because I didn't want to hijack the Munich Memorial with protests against the owner. It's a little bit tasteless. Because, how would their families feel, etc., etc. We have to take that into consideration. But that shouldn't be the end of the conversation. That should be then, okay, so we can't do it then. When shall we do it? And I think it's just about deciding what's the right manner to do. Whether it happens or not, whether enough fans get involved or not, I'm not too sure. But if enough fans get behind it, if it's going to be impactful, because many people say, yo, is there any point? You've already given them your money. Well, me personally, I've already given them my money for the rest of the season. So us doing not turning up to games or anything, it doesn't actually matter because they've already got our money. So actually making us a visible stand on a televised game, walking out the ground with a big chunk of the match to go, 2-0 to Burnley, leaving for the last 10 minutes, with a big chunk of the match to go, would be detrimental and would send a message to the likes of their commercial partners, shareholders, potential sponsors, etc. Because what the club and Ed Woodward and all those guys like to do is they like to say that, paint the picture that all Manchester United fans are happy, we're one big happy family, come and sell your products to our customers or fans. And if we show them that actually we're not happy with anything that's going on, we're not happy with this and that and the other. It's not going to get rid of the Glazers, but maybe it will force some sort of action. And that's me thinking positively. I ultimately think it will probably do fuck all, but I'm down to be a part of something that is organised by a big group of fans, that is impactful, and that can hopefully send a message. No matter how, you know, questionable it may be, you have to try to do something. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that one. Obviously, I don't represent full-time Devils. I represent myself. So that's my opinion on it. Is Ollie lying to us by saying we're in for players this window? I don't think he's lying, Aaron. But I think he's relying. So he's not lying. He's relying on a bunch of clowns. So that's just an issue. Martin's opinion on the walkout is I don't see them caring about a walkout. They've had the money from you. That's all they give a fuck about, hurting their wallets. And that is a big point as well. But it possibly could hurt their pockets in the long run. Floating head Ed is still bobbing in the sea of transfer despair, says James Howell. What a picture that is. I know it was Tranmere, but that was some beautiful football. Do you think we should try to go with that formation? If we can go one midfielder back and sign Bruno, we might improve. It's true. I would like to see Eric Bailly used. I'm disappointed Eric Bailly wasn't used against Tranmere Rovers. Would have been nice to see him playing and given an opportunity. But when you look at the state of the pitch, you can probably understand why that didn't happen. Now, the 3-4-1-2 could work. It could work. Because when you look at it, it gives us that little bit more protection. It allows us to get our fullbacks forward a little bit more. You still play your two holding midfielders, your number 10 and your front two. Now, the issue for United is we're short on strikers. So if we play Greenwood and Martial every game at the same time while Rashford's out, then we've got no strikers on the bench. So I can see Ollie doing what he kind of did against Burnley and leaving one on the bench and going with the other and then being able to swap. Because if we need to change the game or we need to replace, fingers crossed, touch wood, he doesn't get injured, but just say Martial got injured like Aram says, then you're doomed. So we need to manage those two strikers while Rashford's fit. And that's the issue. Yes, you can play them both like we did yesterday. Take one off at half time when you're comfortably up, but every game isn't going to go to plan like that. Yeah, it's very optimistic, Levi. I'm not expecting any signings. I've said it from the start though, haven't I? I've said it from the start, guys, that I don't expect us to sign anyone. Why all of a sudden Woodward disciples are coming on screen and supporting him, says Deepak. Who's this? Who's been supporting him? I've not seen that. But what you should realise is as well, that recently Ed Woodward appointed a man named Neil Ashton, who used to be a journalist. He's a PR guy, so he works in the image of companies or individuals, or just the relation, the public image of that person. And he works for Woodward now and Manchester United, so he'll be involved in helping keep good PR out there. Now, you've seen United fans sing the bonfire song. If you don't know the song, build a bonfire, put the Scousers on the top, put the city in the middle, and you burn the fucking lot. That is the song that we've sang for years. We've never actually, as far as I'm aware, burnt any Scousers or any city. And now we've replaced the word city and Scousers with Woodward and the Glazers. And you'll see that loads of journalists and press are coming out and condemning them chants. I mean, Roy Keane don't wear a magic hat. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you're thinking of these songs, calm down a little bit. So they're not actual threats, they are just chants. Love United, hate Glazers are coming out. Loads of different things were coming out. So yeah, you'll see a lot of them rushing to their defence now, and that's just to keep the public image up and to keep some fans off their backs. But as long as we don't relent, as long as no one's doing nothing stupid and fucking trying to hurt anybody or anything like that, and we're sending the message across properly, then there's nothing anybody can do. at all. Neil Ashton deleted all his tweets where he criticised the Glazers. What do you make of the rumours people like Garner leaving? I don't know. I've not really read anything about that, so I'm not too sure. Ancesh is actually confident for the City game. Now, we will have a preview up for the City game, which will be tomorrow, so make sure you're keeping it locked for that. Maybe I'll get Dean involved on that one if he is about. For now, we're going to go into the player ratings. Now, yesterday's man of the match I gave to Harry Maguire. Thought he was our best player yesterday. He got a goal, got an assist, defensively sound on a difficult pitch, and I thought he did well. Now you notice we won 6-0, but you're not going to see any 8s, 9s or 10s. That's because I don't think Tranmere actually bothered us that much. I don't think we ever had to get out of first gear, and I think we just have to calm down a little bit. Romero was 6, Dalot was 7. I thought Dalot was a constant threat throughout the game. Second half, he took his foot off the pedal a little bit. Probably could have scored, but I thought he had a good game. And when I said he probably could have scored, I mean probably could have scored in the second half. I do know he got our second goal in the first half. So Romero was 6, Dalot was 7, Jones was 6. I thought he did pretty okay with what he had to do. No issues from Phil Jones yesterday. Gone with Harry Maguire with my man of the match with a 7. Lindelof with a 6, Shaw with a 6, Matic 7, Andreas 6, Greenwood, Lingard, Martial 7s, Chung, Fred and Williams who come off the bench 6. Chung did win the penalty for United. Solskjaer is 6. Look, if we were playing a much better team and winning 6-0, you'll see some of these ratings go a little bit higher, but nah, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to give out 8s and 9s and all that stuff. I'm not going to do that because it was only Tranmere Rovers who are in League One. But nevertheless, there were some good performances there. Like A. Lang says he'd give 7.5 to 8 for Maguire. I understand that, but we weren't tested yesterday. We played against a Tranmere side that played 2 days ago, 48 hours ago, up until extra time. So I'm just trying to hold it back a little bit. If I start dishing out 8, 9s and 10s for a 6-0 win over Tranmere, get battered on Wednesday, I look like a right fucking tit. Dean Henderson's a very, very good young goalkeeper who's got a bright future ahead of him. I wouldn't rush him though. There's another chance going around on Twitter about Edward dying. Yeah, we used to sing that about the Glazers as well. It's gonna die, Mount Glazer, it's gonna die. How we kill him, I don't know. We used to sing that about him. We used to sing that about City. Man City's gonna die. How we kill them, I don't know. Cut them up from head to toe. As far as I'm aware, no one has been killed because of those songs. They are just songs. We don't really hang Dalglish up from a tree so all you scouse bastards can see. He's not really a cunt. Well, he is actually a cunt. But you get my point. You get my point. Thoughts on Dalot for right wing as a short-term fix. I think that's somewhere Dalot could play, particularly coming from the bench. You know, if we needed to in a game, bring him on from the bench and all that stuff. But I wouldn't be rushing him. He's had a lot of injury issues. The last thing we want is him to get confused in what position he's going to be playing in the future. So, yeah. No transfer business for Man United this January, says Kenneth, with a maybe. I don't think there's any maybe about it. We're not getting anything done. If we do, I'd be very, very surprised. But if we do, I'll be live here again. So Maguire was my man of the match yesterday. But is there anybody else that you think deserves man of the match for that performance against Tranmere Rovers yesterday? Gave mostly 6s and 7s. I gave no 8s, no 9s, no 10s. Because it was a League One team. We have got Man City next. We have got Wolves next in the league. And then we'll have the FA Cup 5th round, I believe, as well after that one. Martial stretched his goals to 12. Mason Greenwood's on 10 now. Excuse me, which is good for him as well. So great to see all that. James says we need to play no fear the next 2 matches before the break. Serious, what do we have to lose? I don't have any regrets on Lukaku, says Mahuba. I'm glad he's doing well for Inter Milan. I've never ever actually had any problems with him, but I liked him before he came to Man United. So I'm glad he's doing well at Inter. But no regrets, no. no regrets at all. I think we're seeing Anthony Martial come through, and I think he's looking pretty good as a number 9. He's improving in terms of his holding the line and his leading the line and pressing and doing all that stuff. Marcus Rashford's flourishing. Look, yes, we need depth and we needed to replace Lukaku, no doubt about that. But you know, I'm not gutted that he left. Lingard, possible man of the match contender, says Levi. He is, yeah. I watched the game back yesterday and it was either Maguire or Lingard. I went with Maguire just simply for, you know, goal, assist, clean sheet. You'd think that probably deserves it. But Jesse Lingard wasn't far behind him in terms of getting that man of the match. I really want to like Hakeem, but he tweets some lot of shit at times, says the Bosco. I'm sure you're on about Hakeem from Cheeky Sport, yeah? I love Hakeem from Cheeky Sport, firstly. I absolutely adore him. He's a very, very good guy. Very, very good person. But he does talk some shit at times. And I'm there on Twitter to just let him know, Hakeem, stop this shit. Stop it. I think he's just one of them. Has a little moan every now and then. But don't worry, I got him. But he's not a bad person. He's a good lad. Jones, man of the match, says Deepak. He wants Phil Jones to be man of the match. Good header from Philip Jones. Clean sheet as well. He did well yesterday. I'm still shattered from yesterday. Oh my God, I'm so tired. What a long few days it has been. And this week's going to get even longer as well. We've got Man City midweek. We've got Wolves at the weekend. Big week coming up on Adam McKola TV and on Full Time Devils. So make sure you're keeping it locked for all of it. We'll have lives. We'll have videos. We'll have Weekly United this week. Everything's going to be going off. So make sure you're keeping it locked for that. I'll be probably do a Weekly United today, actually. Should I do one today? Then I can do the preview tomorrow, reaction to City on Wednesday, the aftermath on Thursday, the Wolves preview on Friday. Yeah, I'll probably do it today. So I'll probably do a Weekly United today with a / Q&A. So I'll head into my community section on YouTube, and I'll dash a little post in there for you to get your questions under for the Q&A that we'll do / Weekly United, that I'll film in about 2 hours time to give you some time to get your questions in. Can we do PSG again? Dalot's come back. Can we do a PSG again? Says Deepak. It's going to be more difficult than that PSG game. It really is. Natala says that was the proper Phil Jones kind of game. That was the kind of Philip Jones we want to see in a Manchester United shirt. Guys, get hitting that like button right now. I'm not going to tell you twice. I'm not going to tell you, well, I might do actually, but get hitting that fucking like button. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on this video right about now, and we'll keep it rolling for a little bit longer if you want. If you want to keep this rolling, hit that like button. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes, and we'll keep this going. We'll keep the extended Aftermath live going for you guys today. So keep your questions and comments coming in. That Phil Jones celebration though, every time Phil Jones scores, my mind is cast back to that time when Sir Alex Ferguson was on the bench at Villa Park, absolutely pissing himself because he had scored. See Gartic's in the comments. Newish face on fan camps. Done the podcast recently as well, I think. Check Kartik out. How you doing, bro? Same again on Wednesday, hopefully. Hopefully. Cannonball's telling everyone to like the video, you muppets. So we got the Water Boy now with a super chat. What a legend. He says, alrighty then, brother. I'm heading into work in a bit, but keep us minions informed, brother. Enjoy a nice, cold, frosty one on me, mate. I'll finish the vid during the break. The Water Boy, while you're going back to work, can I just say thank you very much for your support of the channel. I appreciate you, and enjoy the rest of work as well. And I'll make sure I'll get on the beer with that. So thank you very much. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're sharing the video. Make sure you keep this video going on right now. Always believe in Phil Jones. You've got the power to know you're indestructible. You know what? That was nice yesterday. But look, Phil Jones isn't good enough for Man United. I think that's safe to say from everybody. We all know Phil Jones isn't good enough for Manchester United anymore. Okay, that's fine. We've got that out there. We know that. But it was nice to see him score yesterday. From a human level, he must have been through a hard time. He must have been through a period where, you know, injuries, lack of form, lack of fitness, you know, just everything. It's a hard time for him. He gets paid handsomely, so, you know, mustn't hurt that much. But, you know, it was nice to see him get that goal yesterday and have a little bit of relief for everything that he goes through. Good lad is Philip Jones, even if he isn't the best of footballers. And like me, yeah, I'm 30 now, and I used to be pretty decent when I was a kid. Now I go football with the lads. Can't play anymore. My legs are gone. My mind's trying to do things. My legs can't do it. Yeah. And it's frustrating. And I can imagine Phil Jones feels that way about his injuries. I'm not saying Phil Jones is me at goals. But, you know, when you have come through the game and you've been so highly rated by a manager like Sir Alex Ferguson, and you've had a decent start to your career, and then for it to tail off mentally, that must be pretty hard. Nick Deepak, thank you for the nice comments. We know. Jones the walking meme doing bits yesterday. KDB or Pogba, says Mahuba. Now, when you ask that question, it sounds stupid for anyone to say Paul Pogba in response to that. But if Paul Pogba and KDB played for the same team, I reckon that question would be a lot more difficult to answer. I think as players, they're on very much top level. At times, I think Pogba's better than De Bruyne. But when you base it on what they've done for their clubs recently, it's hard to argue that. And Kevin De Bruyne is on form and one of the best about. Absolutely fantastic player. He might be a bit shit, but he's a solid shit, not a runny one. Says Inner Soul Music. Kush says R.I.P. Kobe Bryant. Yes, we did speak about that a little bit earlier on in the show. Rest in peace to Kobe Bryant and Gianni, I believe his daughter's name is. Rest in peace to both of them. Sad day. And everybody else that was on board that helicopter as well. I genuinely thought it was a hoax yesterday. You know them stupid Twitter hoaxes that you see? I genuinely thought it was a Twitter hoax. Unfortunately, it wasn't. And it was real. What has happened to Soumare from Lille? We always hear names linked to us, James. We always hear all sorts of different names linked to Manchester United. Very rarely any of them come through. We've got no updates on Bruno Fernandes. The rumours are the talks are continuing. You know, United are trying to do something, but I'm telling you now, nothing's happening. We're not signing anyone. It's not going to happen. So get your mind off that, ladies and gentlemen. If something does kick off, then we'll be live on Full Time Devils or live on Adam McKola TV. So make sure you subscribe to both. And yeah, we will be back. But guys, thank you for tuning in to the channel today. Whether you've given us your normal comments or you've banged in a super chat, I appreciate every last single one of you. I really do. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for watching. Make sure you keep it locked to Adam McKola TV. Like I said, I'm going to dash something in the community section now on YouTube. So if you head over to my YouTube community section, you'll be able to get some questions in for the next Weekly United /Q&A. And then once I get that out, maybe I'll have answered one or two of your questions. So thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're keeping it locked to Adam McKola TV. But for now, I've been Adam McKola. I'm out of here.